Today I'm going to go over volumes by cylindrical shells. And what that is, a cylindrical shell is going to be evaluating volume by using V is going to equal your circumference times your height times your thickness. And we express this as V of x equals the integral from a to b times 2 pi times x times f of x, all with respect to d of x. And so 2 pi x is going to be your circumference, x is going to be the height of the cylinder, f of x is going to be the thickness of the cylinder, and just remember that this is going to be a function of x, or volume is going to be a function of x. So our problem states that we are going to use the method of cylindrical shells to find the volume generated by rotating the region bounded by the given curves about the y-axis. Sketch the region in a typical shell. They give us y equals e to the negative x squared power, and it's bounded by y equals 0, x equals 0, and x equals 1. So what they're asking is, they want us to revolve this function around the y-axis and determine its volume. And what we're going to be doing is, we see that this is bounded between 0 and 1 for our x values and 0 for our y value. So essentially we're just looking for this area right here. That's going to be revolving around your y-axis. And it's pretty much going to mimic what's going on here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take a cylindrical shell. Let me do this in a different color. I'm going to take a cylindrical shell right here. Now what we're looking for is our thickness. We're also looking for our height. And we're already given our circumference. So the height is going to be, it's going to range from here all the way up until our x value. So height is just equivalent to x. Our thickness is going to be from right here all the way up until our function, and our function is just going to be e to the negative x squared. So now that we have all that, we're going to come up with an equation, and our equation is going to look like so after we do all that, our equation is going to look like this. V with respect to x is going to be equivalent to the integral from a to b but in this case they give us our bounds, and our bounds are going to be from 0 to 1, and that's going to be times 2 pi, and then we're going to have 2 pi times x times our f of x, and our f of x was e to the negative x squared. So now we're going to go ahead and evaluate this integral. This is a constant, so we could go ahead and take that outside of the integrand. And then we have the integral of x e to the negative x squared. And the way we're going to solve that is by using u substitution. So we're going to let u equal negative x squared. And then we're going to take the derivative of u, so that leaves us with du is equivalent to negative 2x dx. Now we're going to solve for x dx so that we could replace this with x dx. Sorry, this computer is extremely slow. And now we're left with negative 1 over 2 du is equivalent to x dx. Now we substitute that over here, and that's going to be 2 pi and then we're going to take the integral of negative 1 over 2 e to the u du. Now this is an easy integral. Again, this is a constant, so we could just go ahead and take that out and simplify. 2 pi times negative 1 over 2 is just going to give us negative pi. We could take that to the outside. And then the integral of e to the u is just going to be e to the u. Now to save us a little bit of time, let's go ahead and change our bounds of integration, which I should have done before. But essentially, it's just taking these values, plugging it into here, and then you have new bounds of integration. So now our bounds of integration become 0 all the way up until negative 1. And we could go ahead and just replace that over here. 0 up until -1. So our final solution is going to end up being -pi times e to the -1 minus e to the 0, which is just 1. And that's our final solution. We can rewrite it. This negative might confuse people, but it actually ends up turning out to be a positive volume. And if we did rewrite it, we just distribute this negative to these two terms. And we are left with pi times 1 minus 1 over e. So that's how you approach the problem using cylindrical shells. I'm going to go ahead and put a reference page. I got this problem out of Stuart James Calculus Concepts and Context, 4th edition. And I used a Desmos graphing calculator to do the graph. And thank you for watching.